Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. After a short stroll in my garden, we will go indoors and take a look at the orchids I'm growing inside the house from here on. Considering we are only a couple of days from December, which is one of the coolest months in my climate, it is amazing that we still have warm days and nights. It really feels like October. Not that I'm complaining, I hate feeling cold. That does not mean every day is a beautiful day either. On the contrary, we've had already many rainy days and occasional been hit by the tails of tropical storms. Warmish or cooler, some plants still bloom this time of the year in my garden. For the succulent lovers, this is a jade plant, Crassula ovata, in one of its variegated forms. An inevitably weed hiding in its foliage. Be careful, this is a nettle, and it stings. My hibiscus, I have two, also like this time of the year, and they always give me beautiful blooms till after Christmas. I love this one. It is interesting that in summer flowers don't have these orange hues. This other one here is quite beautiful too. It has always lots of buds to open, which is good because these flowers don't last long. Oh my word, look at this snail. It's heavy and big. I'm not going to kill it. I'm going to throw it to my neighbors when we get close to her estate. It will make her very happy as she cooks them and finds them very tasty. Over here, my camellia is getting into bloom. My lemon tree here. And there goes the snail, flying to my neighbors. The plants on this hedge are the so-called Eugenia types. I'll put the right name on the screen. I like the red leaves. They make up for the fact that in my area, deciduous trees don't show those beautiful autumnal leaves because of the lack of cold. The falling leaves here just fade away and sadly fall down. These plants produce flowers that look like white pompons and then colorful fruits. You can see them here. They are quite tasty. Another jade plant here. This is the common type, also ready to bloom. This is the part of my garden where I grow some herbs and veggies. Here I'm growing some lettuce. And behind it there's another Eugenia. I like it very much too. The flowers are similar to the other ones, and the fruits as well, although they are smaller. And so now it's time to take a look at the orchids. Change of scenery because now we are indoors in my lounge. Through this window we can see that part of the garden where we just were, with the reddish hedge in the background. And finally, this week, which is the end of November, I brought indoors the orchids that live outdoors during summer, but that need shelter during winter. Not that it is cold outside, it's not yet, but December is at the door. We don't know what will happen, because December should be our coolest month of the year. This area is the best for them, because this window faces south and therefore gets the best light, especially on a sunny day, because they get direct sun. They will stay here for the next 5 or 6 months, till around April or May, depending on spring temperatures. My largest cattleyas are sitting here right in front of the window, where on sunny days they can profit of direct sun for most part of the day. There's no danger of getting burnt. For one, the sun is still bright but not as warm as during summer. On the other hand, my windows have double glass panes and they have a heat cutoff. Finally, I came up with a practical solution to place my mounts during winter. Easier to water, no much fuss, and therefore making my life easier. I made this stand myself by placing 2 plastic tubes in this pot, and they are held in place by the river stones, which are very heavy. Around the plastic poles, I have placed this piece of plastic grid, making a nice flat surface to hold the mounts. I could have made it taller, but this height was just enough for the number of mounts I have presently. I can change it next year if I want to. I usually take the mounts to water, but they can drip on the pot if need be, without a problem. On my next video, we will take a better look at the orchids I have on these mounts. Same as the cattleys here, we will take a better look at them next time. This here is my Dendrobium bibiki, and over here I have a few Oncidium types, but only a few, as I left outdoors most of my Oncidium collection. The orchids over this side get some direct sun, but only for a short period in the mornings, and as this area gets dark after that, they need the growing lights. These are the only growing lights I have, and I keep them on for no longer than 12 hours. Most of the orchids here are also cattleyas. Some of them are miniatures, others are still young plants. But also we can see a couple of vandas and vandaceas. Also, next time we will take a look at each one of them. 2 of my largest vandas are also here, and this one is growing 2 spikes. This is the vanda with yellow flowers that had 3 large basal growths, but I had to separate them because they were getting so heavy. Too heavy for the mother plant to hold. Still, the mother plant is growing 2 more basal growths. After I cut the basal growths, these 2 spikes started, which I'm so happy about. This is a winter bloomer anyway. The basal growths are hanging from the curtain rod on this window. They are still attached to each other, sharing roots, which are bare inside the pot. This here is a French window, and it faces west. The plants here get some direct sun late afternoon, and they also get some light from the south-facing window, as it is to the left, very close to it. Apart from my Rhynchostylis gigantea here, and another vivacious on the opposite side. All the orchids on this tea table are paphiopedilum. My paphiopedilum live here on this table all year round. Only one is in bloom at the moment, and it is Paphiopedilum Pinocchio. But two more are forming buds. One of them is another Pinocchio. This one is an albiform. And another bud on this species, Paphiopedilum gratianum. It skipped blooming last year, so I'm very happy to see this bud. 3 more windows are used to grow orchids in my house, all of them with phalaenopsis at present moment. So let's take a look. On this other corner of my lounge, these here are standard type phalaenopsis. All my phals are now growing in pumice and they seem to love it. These ones are all starting spikes. This window also faces west, but it doesn't get as much light as the one with the Paphiopedilum because of the plants I have hanging from the ceiling on top of this window. However, these phalaenopsis here still get direct sun late afternoon. I have a few more phalaenopsis in my spare room, which is in the front of the house. That's where we are going now. And here we are. These two are also the standard type phalaenopsis. And these two are also starting spikes. The other ones are mini phalaenopsis, but none of them has spikes so far. This is the first time I'm using this window to grow orchids. It's like an experiment, to be honest. The thing is, this window faces east, but winter morning sun is hidden by the height of the house across the street, and so it's not as lit as it should be. As my phalaenopsis are used to get high light and even some direct sun, I wonder if they still do well here in lower light. My phalaenopsis species live in my pantry, and so here we are. These ones get high light all year round, and even direct sun for part of the year. That is when I have this curtain. As you can see, they are doing great. These are preferably summer bloomers, but some of them are already spiking. This one has 2 beautiful spikes, and she is one of my favorite phalaenopsis. Another spike starting here. And another one here. Both these plants have spikes from previous years because they are species and primary hybrids, and so they bloom on the same spike year after year. Let's see how the other ones will do. They are growing well, and hopefully spikes will come soon. The 2 phalaenopsis species on mounts are doing absolutely great. Each one has a keiki. I can't wait to see them bloom. And so this is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please be back for the next one.